Have you ever wondered if traveling after 70 is still a smart idea? Sure, visiting new places and enjoying different cultures can be exciting, but for many people over 70, the reality of travel is very different from the dream. As we age, our bodies and minds go through changes, some subtle, some not. Long flights that used to feel like an adventure now leave us exhausted. Walking tours that once seemed easy can now be painful or overwhelming. And unexpected changes in routine, climate, or food can lead to serious health issues you might not have seen coming. Some people assume they can still travel the same way they did in their 40s or 50s. But that's often not the case. After 70, travel comes with new risks, and if you're not prepared, a simple vacation could quickly become stressful or even dangerous. In this video, we'll go over 5 important reasons why traveling after 70 requires more caution than most people realize. We'll cover common health emergencies, the financial traps hidden in travel packages, and the emotional toll that long trips can take. We'll also talk about the one risk most people never expect, but it's the one that causes the most regret. By the end of this video, you'll have a better sense of how to protect yourself if you do plan to travel, and how to know when it might be better to stay close to home. Let's get into it. Point 1. Travel fatigue and recovery challenges. Traveling might sound exciting, but after 70, the physical toll is very real. Long flights, early check-ins, unfamiliar beds, and busy schedules can leave your body completely drained. And unlike in your younger years, a single night of rest often isn't enough to bounce back. Fatigue can linger for days, even weeks, affecting your energy, your balance, and your overall health. Sleep is one of the biggest problems. Whether it's noisy hotels or adjusting to a new time zone, getting good rest while traveling is tough. And for older adults, poor sleep doesn't just make you tired. It weakens your immune system and increases the risk of falls, confusion, and even heart problems. Sitting too long on a plane or bus can also be risky. It can cause stiff joints, swollen legs, and even blood clots, especially if you have arthritis or circulation issues. And once you arrive, walking long distances, carrying bags, or rushing through activities can quickly feel overwhelming. Take Richard, a 75-year-old who booked a 2-week trip overseas with his wife. After the 10-hour flight and adjusting to a 6-hour time difference, he was already exhausted. He spent most of the trip needing extra rest, and by the time he started feeling better, it was time to go home. Instead of feeling refreshed, he needed weeks to recover. Another common issue is dehydration and diet changes. New foods can upset your stomach, and staying hydrated is easy to forget. But even mild dehydration can cause dizziness and fatigue, making a simple walk feel like a mountain climb. So what can you do? Schedule rest days in between activities. Drink enough water, especially on travel days. Don't cram too much into your itinerary. Choose flights with layovers to stretch your legs. Bring snacks you know your body handles well. And above all, listen to your body. If you need to slow down, it's okay. A trip should leave you with good memories, not weeks of recovery. Point 2. Higher risk of falls and injuries after 70. Your risk of falling increases, especially when you're away from home. As we age, our balance and reflexes naturally decline. A simple stumble that might be harmless at home can become dangerous while traveling. Broken bones, emergency surgery, or even permanent mobility loss. These are real risks that can turn a relaxing trip into a serious setback. Many seniors don't realize how unfamiliar travel environments can make falling more likely. Hotels and cruise ships often have slippery floors or poor lighting. Historic sites may have uneven steps or cobblestone paths, and not every country has the same safety standards or emergency care we're used to back home. Take Linda, a 78-year-old who finally took her dream trip to Italy. She was healthy, active, and walked daily back home. But after a long day exploring the steep streets of Rome, she slipped off a curb in a poorly lit alley. She broke her hip and ended up needing surgery. Her trip ended early, and she spent months recovering, both physically and emotionally. What was meant to be the trip of a lifetime became a painful memory. Fatigue makes things worse. Long travel days, missed meals, and poor sleep affect your coordination. Add joint pain or arthritis, and even simple walks through airports can become risky. When your body is tired, reaction time slows, and that's when accidents happen. So what can help? Choose destinations that are senior-friendly. Avoid places with lots of stairs or rough terrain. Use proper shoes with good grip. Bring a walking stick if needed. Take breaks and don't rush. Most importantly, know your limits and honor them. Because no vacation is worth risking your long-term health. 3. Increased health risks and emergencies. As we age, our health can become more unpredictable, especially after 70. A trip that seems simple on paper can quickly turn stressful if a medical issue comes up far from home. Back home, we know where to go and who to call. But when you're in a different city or country, getting the right care becomes harder and slower. Common conditions like high blood pressure, heart disease, or breathing problems can suddenly flare up. Long flights raise the risk of blood clots. Hot weather or unfamiliar foods can lead to dehydration or digestion issues. And if you catch an infection, your body might not fight it off as easily. James, a 74-year-old retiree, went on a cruise thinking it would be relaxing. But halfway through, he had chest pain. The ship's medical team could only do so much. And by the time he got real help, hours had passed. He was lucky to recover. But it was a wake-up call. Travel comes with serious health risks. Another big issue is insurance. Many seniors think their usual health plan will cover them overseas, but it often doesn't. Without proper travel insurance, a simple hospital visit can cost thousands of dollars. And if you need an emergency flight home, that bill could be shocking. So before you travel, make sure to talk to your doctor and get a full health check. Carry all your medications and extras. Know how to get help where you're going. And never skip travel insurance that covers emergencies. A little planning can save you a lot of pain, stress, and money. Good health is the key to enjoying your later years, especially when you're far from home. 4. Travel insurance and financial risk. When we talk about the dangers of traveling after 70, most people think of health problems. But there's another risk that's often overlooked: the financial side of travel. A lot of older adults assume they're covered. They think, if something goes wrong, I have insurance, or I've saved enough for the trip. But the truth is, one unexpected event can lead to major financial loss, especially if you're not fully prepared. Let's start with medical costs. Most American health insurance plans don't cover care outside the country. If you get sick or injured abroad, you might be responsible for thousands of dollars in hospital bills. And if you need to be flown home in an emergency, the cost of air evacuation can easily reach $25,000 or more. Without proper travel insurance, that money has to come out of your own pocket. Then there's the risk of cancellations. Travel often requires booking months in advance. But what happens if your health changes, or something unexpected forces you to cancel last minute? Airlines and cruise lines are often strict. No refunds, no exceptions. If you don't have trip protection, you could lose the full amount you paid. Scams are another concern. Sadly, older travelers are often targets. Some scams are simple, like a taxi driver charging double the real fare. Others are more serious, like fake vacation packages or hotels that don't actually exist. Criminals tend to spot someone unfamiliar with the area, and they act fast. Take George, a 76-year-old retired teacher. He planned a dream vacation to a quiet beach resort. Everything seemed perfect online. But when he arrived, there was no hotel. The photos and website were fake. He had to find a place to stay last minute, spending way more than planned. What started as a well-earned getaway ended in stress, disappointment, and a drained bank account. So how can you stay protected? First, check whether your health insurance covers international travel. If it doesn't, get travel insurance that includes medical care and emergency evacuation. Second, book through trusted websites or agencies. If a deal sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Third, be careful with money while traveling. Don't carry too much cash, watch your credit card, and never give your financial details to people you just met. Traveling in your golden years can still be rewarding, but it's not the time to take unnecessary risks. A little extra caution can help you protect your health, your money, and your peace of mind.
5. Exposure to infections and contaminants. One of the quieter risks of traveling later in life is something we often don't think about until it happens: getting sick. Airports, airplanes, public restrooms, unfamiliar restaurants, they're all filled with germs that our bodies might not be used to. For someone younger, that might mean a short-lived cold or stomach bug. But for older adults, a simple infection can become serious, fast. As we age, our immune system becomes less responsive. This makes it harder to fight off viruses, bacteria, and other contaminants we may pick up during travel. Respiratory infections like the flu or pneumonia, for example, can be especially dangerous. And when you're packed into a crowded airplane or bus, sharing air and surfaces with dozens of strangers, the chances of exposure go way up. Air travel adds another layer of concern. You're breathing recycled air for hours, and surfaces like tray tables and armrests aren't always properly cleaned between flights. Even the airport itself, busy, loud, and full of travelers from every corner of the world, can be a hotspot for viruses your body has never encountered before. Food and water also bring risk. Trying new dishes in a new country can be exciting, but it also means exposing yourself to ingredients, spices, or preparation methods your stomach isn't used to. Many seniors experience digestion issues even at home, so when food safety standards vary, it can quickly turn into a bigger problem. Drinking tap water, eating raw vegetables, or enjoying street food might seem harmless, but it could expose you to bacteria like E. coli or salmonella. And unlike the locals, your body might not have built up the same immunity, making you more vulnerable. Even seemingly clean places, like hotel rooms or rental cars, can hide germs on high-touch surfaces, like remote controls, door handles, and seatbelts. For seniors using canes, walkers, or handrails, those extra points of contact raise the exposure even further. Take all that into account, and it becomes clear. Travel exposes you to far more infections than you'd usually face at home. Still, if you have to travel, there are smart ways to reduce the risk. Bring hand sanitizer and use it often. Wear a mask in crowded or enclosed spaces. Drink only bottled or filtered water. Choose fully cooked meals and skip raw or undercooked foods. Get vaccinated if you're going abroad. Carry basic meds for stomach upset and colds, just in case. The goal isn't to create fear, it's to be realistic and prepared. Because staying healthy on the road isn't about luck. It's about the little choices you make each day. Traveling after 70 can still be done safely, but it takes more effort, more planning, and more caution than it used to. And for many people, that level of stress can start to outweigh the joy.